What's going on, SWILL gang? Welcome for another Hero Spotlight. And yes, my friends, we're talking about Mr. Terrific. And no, I'm not talking about myself, my friends. I'm talking about the character, the hero, the man, the myth, the legend. All right, so we're going to be going over his kit. We're going to be going over some skills. We'll go over the gear recommendations and possibly like some lineups and things like that and some other things you can do with this particular character. Let's get into it. Into it. All right, Mr. Terrific. All right, so I'm gonna go over his skills. I'll go over his gear, but let's go over his skills really quick here, and then we'll go over gear recommendations here, because it's gonna be a doozy for this guy. It's like one of those things where you have to toss everything up in the air and hope for the best. Because the thing about this guy, my friends, now I did a pull for him I'm gonna say about a good solid week ago, but I don't really use him that much. Not saying he's bad or anything like that, but he's random. He's an RNG character, guys, as far as his skills and things go like that in his kit. So yeah, use him at your your best convenience, if I guess you could say that. But his first skill, it's an ultimate. It's called Turnabout. All right, so reverse engineers all debuffs currently afflicting his team and inflicts them on his enemies whose positions mirror those of the debuff allies. So basically, if those heroes that have like a debuff on them on your side are next or right across from the hero on the enemy team, the enemy team is going to get those debuffs, which is kind of cool, but it's kind of also, like I said, it's RNG, so it depends on who's across. I don't know, man. That's to me, it's kind of funny. He follows up with one cleansing type of debuff from the entire team. Okay, finally attacks 4 random enemies, with each attack dealing superpower damage equal to 50% of his attack. All right, so at level 2, Mr. Terrific now attacks a total of 5 times instead of 4. Level 3, Mr. Terrific now attacks a total of 6 times. He cleanses 2 types of debuffs from the entire team. It's pretty cool, pretty decent, pretty RNG, my friends. Yes. Let's go over the next skill. All right, it's going to be called Sphere Strike. It's a basic attack. All right, skill description calculates which enemy each row has the highest percentage of hit points remaining and targets them both, sending 1 T-sphere after each of them. Each T-sphere deals superpower damage equal to 100% of Mr. Terrific's attack. If an enemy row is empty, both T-spheres will attack the same enemy. Okay, so if you got somebody in the back row and there's only one back there, they're going to catch both of the heat. All right, at level 2, each T-sphere now deals superpower damage equal to 125% of Mr. Terrific's attack. And level 3, superpower damage increases again to 150% of Mr. Terrific's attack. Next skill is a passive. It's called Natural Aptitude. All of Mr. Terrific's attacks now count as effective attacks, regardless of trait advantages and disadvantages. Dampen now lasts for 2 turns. What is dampen, SWILL? Well, here we go, guys. Dampen reduces superpower damage resistance by 10% per stack, max 4 stacks. Okay, so that's gonna be not really a shield, but it's gonna be like a buff. Yes. All right, so undetectable. It's a passive. Each uses his tech to direct enemy strikes, making it so that the enemy attacks that would normally only target Mr. Terrific instead target Mr. Terrific's ally with the highest percentage of hit points remaining. So basically, he's gonna, if you have a good tank, he's gonna go ahead and deflect every attack that's gonna be on him and give it to like the highest person with the highest hit points, which is probably gonna be a tank. All right. So honestly, we're gonna go over some gear things too. I'm gonna tell you guys why. All right, so level 2, the ally takes damage for Mr. Terrific now receives 25% less of it, and in level 3, damage reduction is further increased to 50%. All right, so that's the skills, my friends. So let's go over his gear recommendations here. All right, so of course you guys see what I have on him. I don't use him that much. I took off the gear that I would use for him. But what you want to do, my friends, you want to put hit point gear on him, and you want to use speed gear. Okay, now I don't have enough speed gear. I will say 4 pieces of hit points and 2 pieces of speed gear. But after reading some of these descriptions and things like that for the skills, I would probably say put 4 pieces of skill gear and 2 pieces of hit point gear on him. Okay. Now the reason why is because if you have high hit points, he's gonna get attacked, of course. But with that debuff that he does give, that redirects the attack to one of your enemy or your allies, you want to make sure you don't have too much hit points on him. So you want to make sure you can deflect as much as you can, if that makes sense. All right, so I need to rank him up. Ranking him up is a little bit easier. Okay, if you have the epic fragments, it's gonna be a lot easier. He's not legendary at all, which makes it a little bit easier to level him up. I'm going to start using him a lot more going forward. Okay, you got to make sure you have the right amount of elite character fragments and also the right amount of rare fragments as well, so you can level them up. Okay. Now when it comes to his affinities, you have to make sure, my friends, you're gonna get them unlocked. But he doesn't have any synergy. Do not apply any tank characters to activate. Okay. So if you don't put a tank in his group, which is kind of weird, my friends, that's why I didn't really use him. And you're gonna unlock the team synergy. So all deployed allies attack, hit points, and defense plus 6%. All deployed DPS allies get an additional defense 30% and 50%. Increased superpower damage. The defense boost is doubled for DPS allies in the front row during the first 3 rounds of battle. So honestly, what that means, guys, if you're gonna come in with like no tanks in the front row, which is highly recommended to do, my friends, that's weird. You know, right? Not saying it can't be done. I did try it and it didn't really go well because I don't have them leveled up yet as much as I need to. So with this guy, you don't need a tank, basically. You're gonna give all your DPS or whoever you put inside besides tanks defense. Okay, that's what it's gonna be, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna start using him going forward. I'm gonna start ranking him up and getting some things like that I need. All right, so if you get this thing, the level up effect, all deployed allies attack, hit points, defense plus 9%, and then defense is the same, 30 and 50, and the damage, superpower damage, and 15% lifesteal when dealing superpower damage. All right, so this is what I need, my friends, and everything lasts for 3 rounds there. So you gotta get you some heavy hitters in the group, guys, heavy hitters, and like other characters you can put in the front that are DPS normally is people like Two-Face. You could put, and Wonder Woman. You could put people like that if you have them. I have Two-Face, and I put him in the front. It didn't go very well because, like I said, he's not leveled up as much as I would like him to be, but he is leveled up nonetheless. All right, so if you have the affinities here, if you have Superman, you have the Green Lantern guy, you get hit points plus 7.5%, and if you have the Green Arrow, you get attack 7.5%, and if you have Batman and Lex Luthor, you're gonna get 10% defense, which I have those. I just don't have the Superman here. Which Superman do I need? Oh, the DPS Superman, the DCU version. Okay, now this guy is pretty cool. It's a little strange, man. It's like one of those things, man. It's like if you have the guy, and I pulled for him, and they were trying to get it for you to get early access to him. So when they were doing the early access, I pulled for him, and I got lucky. So I was pretty excited about that. Just like I got the Green Lantern guy, I pulled him during the early access. You know, I didn't have to pay for him or anything like that. I could have paid $30 or whatever, how much it was. I don't know. I get him for free. I'm not gonna pay for something I can get for free. Doesn't make sense. But like I said, going forward, I'm gonna try to use him as much as I can. Use the gear recommendations I would give you guys. I would, like I said, two hit point set and try to get 4 hit speeds if you can. Thinking that's gonna be a lot better than 4. I was gonna recommend 4 hit points and then 2 speeds, but I think 4 speeds is gonna be sufficient right there. I think just to try it out. But that's the character spotlight here, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something and I took away something here. If you guys did, make sure you guys drop that like. Definitely helps out the video. It gets pushed out, guys. And consider subscribing to the channel because this is what I do on a day-to-day basis, guys. We put out videos regularly. I don't want to say every single day, but regularly. Okay? So make sure you guys come here for your information for DC Worlds Collide. And I'll see you guys next time.